Active addiction is a really bad horror movie. In my case, the fact that I could go on television and do the sports or the news after I had consumed alcohol and or drugs continually convinced my addictive mind and my delusional mind that I was okay. My name is Don Tollefson, and I'm a recovering alcoholic, drug addict, and an ex-felon. I came to Action News in 1975, was there for 15 years, and then worked for the Philadelphia Eagles as a preseason play-by-play announcer and a stadium announcer until 2012. I was making terrible decisions. I had a big gulp of vodka with a little tonic, and I'd start popping pills, and I started over promoting what it was I could do for the donors. And all of a sudden in 2013, I realized that I was in a position where I couldn't come through on these trips and these tickets that I owed them. Some people went to the police, and I was indicted by the grand jury. I was charged with 2 felonies of theft by deception.
I am Shauna Roeder, and we're in Harleysville, Pennsylvania. My parents had started a ministry for inmates, and they knew that he was in prison, so they reached out to him after he got out of prison. My mom knew what he was doing, trying to help people with addiction, so she reached out to him, hoping that he could help me with my addiction.
Originally, I got to know Don just on TV, and when I heard that he was incarcerated, my wife and I have been doing a ministry called Cellmate Bible Ministry. So our contact through Don was finding out which prison he was in and sending the newsletter to him.
As any inmate knows, mail is a huge, huge thing when you're in prison. It's something you so look forward to every day. Lois and Gary put out an incredibly inspiring newsletter, and it made a huge, huge difference in my attitude while I was incarcerated. It brought hope.
We wrote back and forth, and then when he got out, he contacted us by phone, and we've just sort of stayed in touch ever since. We encouraged her to call him. She's been struggling pretty much with alcohol for several years. And we've been seeing a positive change in her life, but it's really the last several months that she's been in contact with Don. She's been growing in the right direction, a positive direction.
And when they presented me with the opportunity to work with Shauna, I felt very honored by that.
I wasn't ready for the help. I just wanted to keep doing what I was doing.
In prison, you have an enormous amount of time in your cell to think about your life. And I said, you know, when the opportunity presents itself, once I'm released, I'd like to see, you know, would I be comfortable having a street ministry to help addicted people?
Let's get something to eat first.
My name is Jasmine Johnson. We are in Kensington area of Philadelphia. This is what we would call Needle Park. I was on the streets of Kensington for 6 years, 6 long years. And when I got here, it was like a big playground of drugs, you know, and partying and fun. We ran these streets all around Kensington, doing whatever we needed to get what we needed to get high. I went to jail. The judge sentenced me to go to a program, to a rehab. From there, I was put on methadone, and then I got pregnant with a sugar daddy, you would call it. And I told myself I needed to get it together. I had to learn how to stay sober.
I met Jasmine along with her boyfriend and Aiden, her 3-year-old child. And it was at a time when they were going to methadone treatment at 8th and Girard, but they were homeless.
He came and met us one morning. He met Aiden, fell in love with him. We talked, you know, just getting to know each other. You know, a lot of addicts feel that we're stuck here. Like, it's just a loop that you can't get out of. It's just, this is my life and I'm gonna be like this till I die. He told me that I could still do more with my life. It's very important to have a support group. It's so hard to do it on your own because cravings are gonna come. You're gonna have using dreams. You're gonna have triggers. I could be walking down the street and I see a little cut-off block. Wow, you know, that would be a good spot. The number one thing, you do not want to isolate, because your mind is extremely powerful and addiction is cunning.
Having somebody that went through addiction helps me because they know what it's like to struggle. They're not judgmental at all, because family for a long time was kind of judgmental and said, you know, just stop.
Years ago, I was much more judgmental. I've grown to realize that everything isn't just black and white, cut and dry. Nobody can help them. They have to do it on their own. And until they're ready to take help and move forward, there's nothing you can do. It's quite a struggle. And to see a person get down to the bottom and work their way up, it's really something special.